go. Okay. So you notice that this is the same thing as previously, right? So you can use the same fingers. So if we wrote in the fingering, you have 5 on top and you have 1. Then we switch over to 4 on top and 1, right? And this is the same as that. I would do 5 on top and 1. It's easiest on your hands. And then this is the repeat of that, right? So that was good. Let's go back and let's talk about this section right here. So play just the right hand for this. So why do you think that sounds kind of funny? Do you think it's supposed to sound like that? Everything was right up until here. So you're seeing the A sharp, which is correct, and you're seeing an F. Now, do you see how it's an F sharp over here? Yeah, this carries over. This carries over, right? So it ends up being. There you go. So those are the notes, right? So this will be sharp. I'll write that in just to make it easier to see. So there's that for sure. Your fingering was all good. Let's go back to the beginning. Let's look at this again because you're using a lot of parallel. There's just a lot of parallelistic. So one thing I want you to keep in your mind when you're playing is I want you to like have your fingers set on the keys if you can already. So go ahead and just play that real quick. Right, now see if you can rest the other fingers where they're supposed to go next. Right, so index on D and your pinky on 5. Now just play those and lift with the other fingers. And then bring up your ring finger a little bit to help you out when you're switching, right? Yeah, so the idea is that while this is being played, you can set up these fingers ahead of time. And same thing for here, right? That's the idea, that's the main goal. And it even works here, right? So if you have 1 on D, you can do 5 and 3, and you will have 1 and 4 set before you get there. Same thing for all of those, right? So work on that for sure.
My favorite part is this.
Yeah, your fingering was good. Isn't that so much easier than just constantly trying to hit it with the same finger over and over again? So much easier. So let's go back to this. And in fact, I want you to cut out the bottom notes real quick. I don't want you to play the bottom ones. And you'll see why. So go ahead and start from the top and just cut out the bottom notes for the right hand. Play both hands, but don't play these notes. Yeah. You can just start up here. Okay, so you're hearing that this is the melody line, right? This is what's really important. So when you're doing intervals like this or chords, if you're doing full chords, you want to hear the top note more because that's the melody. Same thing for these, right? You want to hear this note. You want to hear the top note more. That's true for all of them, right? You want to hear it more over there, the left hand. Yeah. So then now let's look at hand technique again for playing. So you think you're a little close to the piano? Are you feeling scrunched up at all?
I feel like I'm going up a bit.
Okay. Yeah. So let's try scooting the bench back just a smidge. Give you a little more space to work. There you go. Okay. So now remember when we talked about that the idea of playing piano is so that you don't end up leaving the keys, right? We don't force sound in from above, because it gets kind of messy, right? So the idea is you can just keep your fingers touching the keys, right? So when you're switching between, we don't want any raising of the hand like this, right? It's okay if you need to do it a little bit to set up your hand, but we just don't want to be doing yes, that's right. See how your fingers are staying on the keys much better? If they come up in the air like this, it gets really messy. It's hard to be accurate. The sound quality just isn't that good. some exceptions are going to be moments like this, right, where you just constantly have to repeat it. Your fingers might come up slightly from the key because you have to be able to find them. Yeah, so that's all much better. And the same is going to be true for your left hand, right? If you're constantly repeating D, you're not really going to leave the key. Same over at F sharp, you're not coming at it from above, right? Your hand is already set. And you just don't want to really leave the keys, right? I'm not pounding it from the top, okay? So try from the beginning and try doing that. Play it a little bit slower if you need to, but really keep this idea that you're not coming at it from above, right? There you go. That was better. That was better. There you go. Yeah. Keep going. Backwards. There you go. Your hands are much closer to the keys. Overall, just better. It helps with your accuracy, it helps with your tone quality, it helps with dynamic, tempo, everything. See how you're kind of going back up for that one. Keep going. So we have this sharp here, right? So your left hand goes E, F sharp, G sharp. Yeah, so now do this measure again. Start from the beginning, both hands. There you go, so much better. There you go. Okay, a lot of things already better. A couple things, some more to help you out. And write in fingering wherever you need to. If you need, like, fingering is just super helpful to work with. So it works for everything. So a couple things to keep in mind is when you have these repeated, like 6, right? You did great for most of it. The 6 was like especially hard for like not coming up, right? So just try to keep this idea that you're always touching the keys, right? You're not really leaving the piano. You're always going to be feeling the keys because that's how you know how you're going to end up playing it. Then let's talk about this. So let's discuss fingering for this. So currently you're doing 5, 4, 3, right?
Okay. Oh, shoot.
Okay, good. You have all the notes down. So there's a couple things we want to look at for this. So first off, let's look at our pedal. So you see how when you were pedaling, you're coming at it like this. Oh, my ankle just popped. See how you're doing it like that? So let's switch it over so that's the other way around. So our heel is on the ground, and then you just have to tap down with your foot, right? So that means that when you're lifting from the pedal, you just lift up, right? And then your heel stays on the ground. That way you're not like coming at it from above and it's super awkward. So try that just a couple times. Try changing the pedal just by lifting your foot and keeping the heel down. See, already smoother, right? So it's already smoother. So now try to change the pedal while this note is still going on. So you lift here and place it down here so there's no stopping point. See how you're having like breaks between them, right? You're going da 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 ya da da dum da da. Yeah. So like visually that's telling you to clear the pedal. So this is a brand new pedal. But if you were to just take away the pedal, you won't end up breaking, right? It would just keep nice and smooth. Right? As it happens here, this should be doing the same thing. Yeah, so you'll change the pedal here, right? So this does mean to change the pedal. And I'm writing it at an angle. So this does mean to change it, but you don't stop playing, right?
I noticed that this turns into a 3. And I kept going like, oh shoot, wrong pedal.
Yeah, it switches over, right? It switches over from F to E. Yeah, because it's similar to this, right? It's just kind of repeating this motive. We have this, and it goes back up to that. Okay, so work on the pedaling. We'll keep this one for this week. So what you're going to work on is you're going to work on changing the pedal while still playing. You're not going to take breaks in playing. The notes are going to keep going, right? Next, we're going to work on our wonderful dynamics, right? We start with piano, and then you have this wonderful crescendo into forte. Then it goes back down to piano. And then you dig crescendo into what is piano next. So try that. So you start off quiet. And you're progressively louder. And it's all loud.
Oh shoot.
And then it's quiet. Start getting louder. And now start getting quieter. Yeah, and then same thing here, right? Over just much less time. So we go piano to forte, and it goes back down to piano. Now quieter. Yeah, just like that. And then you had it right, you go up an octave for the second time. So that was good, and let's do so do that again, but only raise the right hand up an octave. Don't raise both hands.
Okay.
So just start from here, and then play to the repeat, and then go back and do the second time if you have it one hand.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, and then you would go back to the beginning, right? So let's do that. Let's switch this over to just right hand. And then work on our crescendo and decrescendo. So let's see, today is 25th, so we'll say decrescendo and pedaling, right? So pedal changes without stopping the music. Change pedal without stopping. Okay, so now let's do the next one. So we had Happy Day Polka, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's run through Happy Day Polka. good. So you have all the notes down, which is good. So now we need to change a couple things about like the rhythm, right? So it was a little bit herky jerky, right? You know, like at some points you're like ba-dum, ba-dun, da-da-da-da-dun, and then you would switch it up to dun 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 dun. So what you had going on over here was great because it was super smooth, it was super stable, right? Super steady. So let's try to do that for all of it, right? So if we're thinking it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, ba-dun, 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 dun, 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 dun. Right? So let's try that. I will snap along and I want you to play at that tempo, right? Ba-dun, ba-dun.
No shoot.
Ba-dun, dun, 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 da-dun, dun, dun. Yeah, see? So there's no real breath between the two, right? I know this is staccato, so